What if the reason you haven't started, tried again, or moved forward in your life is not because you are incapable, unlucky, or weak, but because you are afraid of something that hasn't even happened yet? What if the real thing stopping you is not failure, rejection, or loss, but the fear of imagining them? And what if, the moment you stop listening to that fear, your life begins to change? You believe fear is there to protect you. You believe that being afraid means you should stop, wait, or turn back. But what if that belief is wrong? What if fear is not a warning sign, but a test? Most people think fear means danger, yet the truth is fear often appears right before growth. If fear really meant you should quit, then every successful person would still be standing at the starting line. Every day, fear quietly decides your life without asking for permission. It tells you when to stay silent, when not to try, and when to settle for less. You feel it in your chest before a big decision, in your thoughts at night when you replay what if again and again. And the painful truth is this: if nothing changes, fear will keep choosing for you, year after year, until one day you realize it wasn't life that held you back, it was fear itself. Most people don't stop because they can't do something. They stop because they're afraid. Afraid of failing and looking foolish. Afraid of being rejected and not accepted. Afraid of being judged by people who don't even know their full story. These fears sit quietly in the background, controlling decisions, delaying dreams, and stealing chances before they even begin. And here's the real question you need to ask yourself: how much longer are you going to let these fears decide your life? Fear doesn't always shout. Most of the time, it whispers. It convinces you to stay quiet instead of speaking up, to choose comfort over growth, and to postpone your dreams until someday. It's the reason you scroll instead of start, hesitate instead of act, and settle instead of reaching higher. These small choices feel harmless, but together they shape your entire life. And here's the hook you can't ignore. What if the life you want is just one brave decision away? So pause for a moment, take a breath, and really listen to these words. Not rushed, not ignored. Let them sink in. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. This isn't just a sentence. It's a warning and a wake-up call, reminding us that the greatest danger is not what's outside of us, but what we allow to grow inside our own minds. Most people hear this quote and think it means you should never feel fear, like being afraid is a weakness. But that's not what it's saying at all. This quote is often misunderstood because fear is natural. Everyone feels it. The real message is not about removing fear, but about understanding it, so it doesn't control your choices, your actions, or the direction of your life. By the end of this video, you're going to see fear in a completely new way. You'll stop letting it decide what you can and cannot do, and start using it as a signal, not a stop sign. You'll realize that courage isn't the absence of fear, it's taking action despite fear. And here's the question to hold on to. What could you achieve today if fear no longer held you back? The simple meaning of this quote is easy to understand once you strip it down. Fear itself is more dangerous than the thing you're afraid of. It's not the failure, the rejection, or the challenge that stops you. It's the fear of them. Fear grows bigger in your mind, convinces you to wait, and keeps you from taking the very steps that could change your life. Let's keep it simple. Fear is just a feeling, nothing more. It can make small problems feel huge and stop you from trying even when the risk is small. There's no hidden wisdom or complicated rule here. It's just one truth. Fear only has power if you give it power. So ask yourself, what could you do right now if you refuse to let fear control you? Fear is often not about what's real. It's about what your mind imagines might happen. It creates worst-case scenarios, plays them over and over, and convinces you that danger is around every corner, even when it's not. Most of the time, the things we're scared of exist only in our thoughts, not in reality, and recognizing that is the first step to taking back control. Our brain is wired to protect us, so it often jumps to the worst possible outcome before anything even happens. It imagines failure, embarrassment, or rejection and plays these scenarios like a movie in your mind. That's why your heart races before a big decision or challenge. Your brain thinks it's saving you, but really it's holding you back. So here's the question you need to ask yourself. What if the worst-case scenario your mind is showing you never actually happens? Think about exams, a moment that makes almost everyone anxious. Before you even open the paper, your mind races with what if I fail? Or what if I forget everything? You imagine the worst-case scenario, embarrassment, disappointment, or letting others down. But when the exam is over, most of those fears never come true. The test itself was never as scary as the fear you built up in your head. Public speaking is one of the most common fears in the world, and it shows exactly how fear controls us. Before even stepping on stage, your mind is already imagining stumbling over words, forgetting everything, or being judged by everyone in the room. But when people finally speak, they realize most of those fears were just stories their mind told them. The audience is usually supportive, and the moment isn't as terrifying as imagined. Fear made it feel much bigger than it really was. Starting something new is always scary because your mind focuses on all the ways it could go wrong. You imagine failure, criticism, or wasting time, and that fear can stop you before you even take the first step. But here's the truth. Every success story began with someone facing that fear and starting anyway. So ask yourself, what could you achieve today if you let go of the fear that's holding you back? When you avoid fear, it might feel safe in the moment, but over time it turns into regret. Every opportunity you didn't take, every dream you didn't pursue, every risk you didn't try. Fear quietly builds a life of what-ifs. Avoiding fear doesn't protect you from failure. It just keeps you from discovering what you're truly capable of. The moment you choose to face fear instead of running from it, growth begins. Every step you take into the unknown builds courage, confidence, and strength. Challenges that once seemed impossible become opportunities, and you start realizing that fear isn't a wall. It's a doorway. The more you confront fear, the more you expand what you thought was possible in your life. Listen closely, because this is for you. Yes, you watching this right now. Fear has been whispering in your ear, holding you back from your dreams, your goals, and even your happiness. But you have the power to change that. Right now, you can choose to take one step forward, to face the fear that has been controlling your life, and start living on your own terms. The only thing standing in your way is fear itself. Think about your own life for a moment. How many times have you held back because you were afraid of failing, afraid of being judged, afraid of stepping out of your comfort zone? Those moments may seem small, but they add up, shaping the path you take every single day. Imagine how different your life could be if, just once, you chose courage over fear. What would you do today if fear wasn't standing in your way? Fear is loud. It tells you to stop. It tells you to wait. It tells you that you can't. But you can. One small step is enough. One brave choice changes everything. Fear loses power when you act. Courage grows with every move you make. Don't wait. Start now. Listen to me carefully. Fear does not control you unless you let it. You are stronger than the doubts in your mind. You are braver than the what-ifs that hold you back. Every moment you hesitate, fear grows. Every action you take, courage grows. Stand up. Face it. Take control. Your life is waiting. Don't let fear steal it from you. Remember this. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is fear itself. The only thing holding you back from action from growth, from living fully, is fear itself. So every time doubt creeps in, every time your mind screams, "You can't," repeat it to yourself. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Let it remind you that fear is not the enemy. Letting fear control you is. Now it's your turn. Look at the fear sitting in your mind right now. The fear of failing, of being judged, of stepping into the unknown. I challenge you to face it. Take one step toward what scares you the most. Send a message, start that project, speak your truth, try something new. Don't let fear decide your life. Show it who's in control.